got the card up on the first moto. That means it is time to turn them loose. Checking them down. They're ready to roll. The card is sideways. The gate is down. Who do we got into turn one? It is the 626 machine of Ashton Seymour out of Jackson, Ohio. Leading that Schoolboy 1 division, pulling away. Behind him, the 242 of Hayden Hanning out of Athens. Husqvarna mounted, riding in that second place position here in Schoolboy 1. Hanning chased up by the 24 machine of Xavier Vogel out of Zanesfield, Ohio. Behind him, the 601 Yamaha of Alenia Holtzclaw out of Bethel, Ohio, on her Yamaha, leading up the women's division. We got the one of Zachary Holtzclaw out of Bethel, Ohio as well on his Yamaha in the Millennium two-stroke flat. Ashton Seymour right here in Jackson, Ohio, out front on his KTM. He is pulling away from the 242 of Hayden Hanning. Hanning holding on to a nice lead over the 24 of Vogel. Clicking away here in race number one. This time by it is the white flag. White flag is in the air. One to go for Ashton Seymour here in race number one. Leads the Schoolboy 1 division. Checking in with the number 2 ride, the 242 out of Athens, is Hayden Hanning. Followed by the 24 of Xavier Vogel out of Zanesfield, Ohio. 601 of Elena Holtzclaw checks in with the lead on the final lap of the women's 125 and up, and the checker is out. The victory tonight in the Schoolboy 1 class goes to Ashton Seymour out of right here in Jackson, Ohio. The one of Zachary Holtzclaw comes across for the win in Millennium two-stroke. Nice ride by the 242 of Hayden Hanning out of Athens. Coming home second place tonight in Schoolboy 1, rounding out the podium in the Schoolboy 1 class is going to be the 24 of Xavier Vogel out of Zanesfield, Ohio. Nice ride by the 601 of Elena Holtzclaw out of Bethel to get the victory tonight in the women's 125 and up. And we got our 2 riders out there in race number 2 in the micro ATV true beginner. We got the 4 of Aiden Puckett out of Waverly. And out front there is the 16 of Jenna Newman out of Hampton, Ohio on her Honda. Jenna's had an absolutely fantastic season here with the Battle in the Barn, and seen her make progress and increase her speed every weekend we've shown up. So she's here to cap off a absolutely fantastic indoor season here this year. Wow, we got a quick second to remind everybody to stop by and see Ray Dunningham, Ray Dunaway, out there in the staging area. We've got a fundraiser going for a family that had a horrible tragedy there on the way to Daytona here recently. Very, very close friends and acquaintances with Ray and his crew, and so really want to help those folks out. Anything you can do is appreciated. We got a whole bunch of stuff to raffle off and give away, and you can take chances on that. Stop by and see Ray and do what you can to help out. We sure would appreciate it. White flag is out. One to go for the 16 of Jenna Newman out of Hamden, Ohio. In the Youth ATV Girls Division, the 4 of Aiden Puckett from Waverly. Putting the laps down there in our Micro ATV True Beginner Division. Jenna Newman bringing it around for a checkered flag and a nice ride here tonight in race number 2. Race 3 on the gate is our Stasic division. They will be followed by race 4 Open 125 and up, Open A Pro, Open B and Schoolboy 2. So we're going to load up some pro riders here in just a minute. Behind them in race 5, we got the 50 to 110 auto clutch. And the gate is down on our Stasic riders. So these youngsters, we do not actually score for position. We turn them out there and let them figure out the racing situation. So hopefully a little less pressure on them. They're all going to go as fast as they can anyway. It's a bit of a simulated race for sure, and they get to learn how to do the racing deal without too much pressure. So you got a youngster looking to figure things out, see if they want to actually give this a whirl. This is a great place to start. We got the 6 slash of Nolan Schultz out there out of Ironton. The 6 machine is Zayden Brads. Out of Winchester, Ohio. From Mount Sterling is a 10 of Harry Rush. We got Bexley Stevens from Winchester on the 33 ride. The 65 of Dakota O'Malley out of Circleville, Ohio. So a little bit of trouble there on the finish line jump, but as you can see, one of the huge advantages to starting off as a Stasic is these youngsters can pick them up by themselves. They're not heavy, and for the most part, you're not going to end up with a whiskey throttle situation. Most of them are adjustable in regards to the power delivery, so you can give them as much power and speed as you want, as they can learn to adapt to it. And actually pretty sporty little machines once you get them on full tilt. So the young ladies like to give it a whirl as much as the young fellas. So good entry-level place to get the kids going if you're interested. Both Athens Sports Cycles and the folks up at Osborne Off-Road and Logan sell these machines. So if you're in the market for one, sure would appreciate you guys checking out one of our sponsors, and they will hook you up with what you need to make her happy. Checker flag is out, and that is going to put the wraps on race number 3, our Stasic class tonight. Pro riders coming at us here. The 1 slash of Tommy Dalton, the 1 of Ashton Seymour battling it out up front for the cash. And it is Seymour with a hole shot. Seymour out front, he's got to deal with the 923. Gage Smart out of Peebles, Ohio has been tough to deal with this year. He has been the man to beat in the B class and has found himself right there with the A class riders. And he is in the mix again here tonight as he's between our 2 Open Pro guys, the 1 of Seymour and the 1 slash of Dalton. Ashton Seymour leading the show. 923 of Gage Smart out of Peebles, Ohio, runs second on the racetrack, but leads the Open B division. He's followed by the 1/ of Tommy Dalton out of Ironton on his KTM, running second in the Pro division. He is chased up by the 1X machine. I think that might be Ethan Messer out of Jackson, Ohio. Ethan will be leading the Open 122 and up. So the gap pretty much unchanged out front. Seymour still leads. The 923 of Smart runs in the second place position on his Honda, but leads in that Open B class. 1/ of Tommy Dalton runs second in the Open A division. The white flag is in the air, 1 to go. Ashton Seymour working his way here to the far end of the racetrack and to make the final turn for home and collect the checkered flag and the money tonight in the Open Pro class. Nice ride by the 923 of Gage Smart to get the victory in the Open B division. The checkered flag flies for the 1/ of Tommy Dalton out of Ironton, Ohio, and his KTM finishing pro, second in the Open Pro division. I believe it was Ethan Messer out of Jackson, Ohio, potentially getting a victory there tonight in the Open division. The rest of our riders file through there, and we wrap up race number 4. Race 5, 5110 auto clutch, screaming into turn 1. On this one tonight, we got the 7 of Mason Miller out of Brenton, West Virginia. The 8 of Hadley Wise from Ironton, Ohio. From Jackson is the 8/ of John Rose. 51 of Creed Wise, also from Ironton. And a 424 of Rhett Fields, who's leading the show here out of Gay, West Virginia on the Yamaha. Rhett, your early leader. Looking good down the front straightaway. Get that tightened up infield section of the racetrack here this weekend. Find some awesome places to do some passing. Fields your leader. Second place belongs to, I think that is the 8 of Hadley Wise, maybe. Let's figure that out here so they can make our way around here. Maybe not. 7 of Mason Miller makes more sense. Let's say that's Mason in the number 2 ride. Black numbers on the blue number plate are difficult, especially for old announcers that have been around for a long time. We got him dialed in now, though. Rhett Fields out front. He's got plenty of company there for Mason Miller. Just a little ways back to the 8/ of John Rose out of Jackson on his Cowie. And then I think we've got a couple less experienced riders a little further back in the pack there. 51 of Creed Wise and the 8 of Hadley Wise. Things dialed in here. Top 3 riders back to the infield section of the racetrack. And they are still right together. They're going to have to navigate just a little bit of lap traffic here. We'll see how that works out. That could tell the tale here. Yep. Might shake things up a little bit. Nope. White flag is out, 1 to go. Everybody makes it by the 8 machine of Hadley Wise. Okay, she holds her line perfectly. The other riders to pick a line and ride through there. So back to the infield section for the final lap. 424 Rhett Fields out of Gate, West Virginia. Got the whole shot and has not been bested the whole moto. Looking to bring it around for a wire victory here 110 auto clutch race number 5. 7 of Mason Miller getting her dialed in there. Getting the back end a little squirrely, keeps her hooked up. Oh, missed the gear. It's going to make a difference. Oh, no, he hangs on. Barely hangs on and holds off the 51. Or no, the 8 slash of John Rose there for 3rd place out of Jackson. Mason Miller there missed a gear as he was headed to the finish line, and John Rose just about got him, but I don't think quite got there. 51 of Creed Wise and the 8 of Hadley Wise going to round out the roster here tonight, race number 5. Race 6, 50 junior, 50 senior. So we're loaded up with junior riders tonight. We've got one in the senior class at 115 of Colton Seward out of Hillsboro, Ohio on his KTM. He's going to line up with 7 other youngsters here in the 50 junior division. 003 of Maddox Whitesid out of Lorville. 4 of Owen Ramey out of Circleville, Ohio from Winchester. The 6 of Zayden Brads. 12 is Griffin Hooks out of Frankfurt. 113 of Liam Johnson out of Ironton from Charleston, West Virginia is Kyler Steens on the 624 ride. And the 752 is Branson Milam out of Leroy, West Virginia is our lineup here tonight. We've got a rider down there with some technical difficulties. Dad's trying to get the machine to crank up. And they can be cantankerous. Now, the way that works is we give every opportunity to get going. We want everybody to race if they can, so we'll give them 2 minutes to try and work out the issue. Hopefully get the old girl to fire up there. Appreciate everybody catching us on cross streams there on YouTube tonight. If you don't have a link, you can jump on there to Fast Traxx Facebook page and pick up the link and jump on there, share, like, subscribe, all that good happy stuff. We're going to just keep bringing all kinds of racing action to you here. So definitely connected to the grassroots scene, and that's the kind of thing you dig. And you're going to want to turn that notification bell on and make sure you check us out when you can. Appreciate it. Looks like the struggles are going to continue here, and we've gone through the time period, and Dad says, I just don't think it's going to go tonight. It's unfortunate. Sometimes the machine just doesn't want to cooperate, and unfortunately part of the racing scene. So. Whole shot to the 113 of Liam Johnson out of Ironton, Ohio. I don't think I've seen Liam on that machine before. That might be a new ride for Liam there. Liam Johnson out of Ironton, Ohio, your leader in the 50 junior class. See who he's got behind him. Second place is 003 of Maddox Whitesid, 624 of Tyler Skeens runs third. Liam Johnson, your leader. Maddox Whitesid on his KTM in hot pursuit. We got a battle heating up here for the 3rd place ride. Actually, that might be 115 of Colin Seward in there. Let's see. Oh, Colin running in the senior division. And it is. I thought it might be. Oh, trouble for Colin. He goes down. Get her picked back up here. Get a little help here from the Fast Traxx safety crew. And get him mounted back up here. Dad coming over to lend a hand as well. The battle continues out front with our 4 to 6 group, and Liam Johnson has had it all his way so far. Still got the 003 of Maddox Whitestead right behind him with the 624 of Tyler Skeens in the mix. They're going to get a white flag this time by 1 to go. About a 1 second lead for the 113 of Johnson. He's going to say he's going to lead a little lap traffic here, but I don't think he will. I think that Colin Stewart got back underway, so I don't think those guys will catch him here as they finish up their lap. So Johnson just needs to be steady as he has the whole way here, and he will bring it around for the victory tonight in the 4 to 6 class. 113, Liam Johnson gets the victory, and the 50cc 4 to 6 of 003 of Maddox Whitestead and the 624 of Tyler Skeen. 115 of Colin Stewart out of Hillsborough, Ohio, going to get the victory tonight in the 50 senior 7 to 8 division. And the rest of our riders bring it around here for the checkered flag. Race 7, our true beginner division. We got the slash ride of Grace Sadler out of West Portsmouth. The X machine of Tammy Sadler out of Portsmouth, Ohio. The double X of Colson Sadler out of West Portsmouth, Ohio. And the Sadler crew is with us tonight. Great to have those folks racing. We've got the 19H of Sawyer Hyvee out of Jackson. 33 of Bexley Stevens out of Winchester. From Chillicothe, the 620 of Ryder Keller, and the 624 of Cameron Skeens out of Charleston, West Virginia. One of the 3 classes that we run without scoring, so everybody out there going to battle hard no matter what, but we do not score these youngsters for position. Let them have at it. Race number 7, our true beginners, bringing them around for the checkered flag. And now to put race number 7 in the books tonight. Folks, don't forget, we're right back here tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock with practice. You're looking to get some practice in with some awesome dirt. This is a good place to do it. Final race of the year. So practice from 10 to 4 tomorrow, and then we'll be right back here racing tomorrow night with practice beginning at 6 o'clock and racing starting as soon as we wrap up practice. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll be cranking up the broadcast about 6 o'clock again tomorrow night, I believe. So in again tomorrow night. Mini Junior, Mini Senior, race number 8, headed for turn 1, and a big hole shot. About a 56 machine of Bo Weber, and Bo's got company. The 9 ride of Braden Bobst out of Jackson on a Yamaha, pulled alongside there for a second, but Weber able to hold him off and navigate turn 1 and 2. And that's going to line him up coming down the front straightaway. 56 of Weber out front, the 9 of Bobst in second. The 11 machine is Jacob Swisher out of Thurman, Ohio on his KTM in third. Those are top 3 in the Mini Senior division. Number 9B of Bradley Belford. Then we got the 32 Reed Ryder Field out of Gay, West Virginia. I think that was the 404. We'll know better here as they make their way back around. I don't know if it's a 404 or the 145. Mason Miller leading that. Mini Junior class. It is a 404 of Colton Smith out front of the Mini Junior division. I believe the 56 of Bo Weber out of Menford, Ohio on his KTM, working his way around here for the white flag. And a white flag is in the air, 1 lap to go. Things starting to stretch out up front here. The 9 of Braden Bobst out of Jackson, Ohio on the Yamaha in solid second place ride behind him. Good ways back, the 11 of Jacob Swisher out of Thurman, Ohio. Our top 3 here as they come around for the final time for race number 8 in the Mini Senior division. And that is how we're going to close this one out with a checkered flag. 56 of Bo Weber gets the victory tonight in the Mini Senior division. The 9 of Braden Bobst, second place in the senior class. 11 of Jacob Swisher rounding out the podium tonight in the Mini Senior division. Second is going to be a 404 of Colton Smith taking a victory tonight in the Mini Junior division. Race 9 Open C riders. Things usually get cooking a little hard in the first turn in this one. Going to go 3 wide. Who's got control? But as the inside is the 9 of Gunnar Bo Redmond out of Pedro, Ohio. Able to control things in the first turn from the inside. Comes away clean and with the lead. A little bit tough getting her hooked up here tonight in the turns. These turns are super tight and slow speed on the infield section of the racetrack. You kind of got to tiptoe around here a little bit when it comes to putting the power down. Redmond, your leader. And behind him, we got him in single file. Second place belongs to the 923 of Hayden Jenkins out of Piketon, Ohio. That's a 110 of Landon Everson out of Racine. The 4 of D'Angelo Thompson out of Wheelersburg. The top 4 there. As second, third, and fourth right together. Redmond starting to pull away a little bit out front, but the battle is on for second, third, and fourth. Hayden Jenkins trying to hold off Landon Everson and D'Angelo Thompson as they make their way back down the front straightaway. Gunnar Bo Redmond pulled away to about a 4 bike length lead over the rest of the group. And those guys are nose to tail. going to happen in one more lap here. Urgency has been turned up. The white flag is in the air. One to go here for Redmond. He has been cool, calm, and collected out front. Got the whole shot and maintained about a 2 to 4 bike length lead here the whole way. Oh, here comes. Oh, Redmond has a fire go out. Gunner Bo Redmond loses the spark in the penultimate turn. And I believe that's going to give the win to the 923 of Hayden Jenkins. The 110 of Landon Eversole was making a bid to the inside of Jenkins when Redmond's bike quit. And found Eversole with his front wheel and the back wheel of Redmond. So a bit of a crazy time there on the final lap of the Open C division. We got pit bikers and young ladies in race number 10. Out front, the number 9 of Braden Bopps out of Jackson, Ohio on his Honda. Who leads the pit bike 11 to 15 division. 424 of Ryder Fields out of Gay, West Virginia. Runs second in that division. We got two young ladies out here racing it up as well. We've got the 115 of Aubrey Stewart out of Hillsboro, Ohio on the Kawasaki, and the 6 of Haley Jenkins out of Piketon on a KTM. So we'll see where those young ladies are at as they make their way around here. Braden Bopps is out front. Ryder Fields in second, the 165 of Emma Spriggs in third. Then we got the 115 of Aubrey Stewart. She is leading the girls division over the 6 of Haley Jenkins. Bopps out front. He is a commanding lead now with a 424 of Ryder Fields. The 165 of Emma Spriggs with a solid ride there in third. Behind her is the 115 of Aubrey Stewart leading up the girls division. 6 of Haley Jenkins not far behind. So I believe Braden Bopps will be looking at a white flag out this time, and he is. He doubles up the finish line. 424 Ryder Fields out of Gate, West Virginia on the Yamaha, bringing it around for second place position right now with 1 to go. Nice wrap of the 165 of Emma Spriggs out of Jackson, Ohio, on her Yamaha. She's currently third place. Looks over her shoulder right there, the 115 of Aubrey Stewart out of Hillsboro. She leads the young ladies class over the 6 of Haley Jenkins. Haley about to take the white flag here. Braden Bopps gets it done tonight in the pit bike 11 to 15 division with a checkered flag and a victory here in race 10. Second's going to go to the 424 of Ryder Fields out of Gay, West Virginia. Really nice ride by the 165 of Emma Spriggs out of Jackson, Ohio, and her Yamaha to get the final spot on the podium here tonight in the 11 to 15 pit bike division. He's followed home by the 115 of Aubrey Stewart, who's going to get the win tonight out of Hillsboro on her Kawasaki in the girls class. 6 of Haley Jenkins from Piketon on her KTM, finishing up second in the girls division here, and that'll get her done. There, we are gone there for a second. Riders into turn 1 in a 50 open class. We've got Maddox Whiteside on the 003. Oh, Maddox has got the whole shot. We got the 115 of Colin Stewart, who's in second, to 624 of Tyler Skeens out of Charleston, West Virginia in third. And well, think we're going to see much separation in this one. These three guys were all racing pretty much together there when we saw them here a little bit ago. So I look for this to be a tight race all the way to the checkered flag. Whiteside hailing from Lowerville, Ohio. Dodged all the flood water and made it down here to the battle in the barn tonight. He's hanging tough there in the lead in his 50 open class. 115 of Colin Stewart out of Hillsboro right with him. And not far back, 624 of Tyler Skeens out of Charleston, West Virginia. So this is definitely far from over. Any one of these three youngsters could end up taking the checkered flag here tonight in the 50 open class. Another lap on the books here for our leader, Max Whiteside, out front. Colin Stewart's been right there the whole way, maybe dropping back just a hair. Oh, trouble for Stewart here, and pulling alongside, making a pass, 624 of Skeens. Tyler Skeens up into the number 2 ride as the white flag is out. Maddox Whiteside still your leader. Tyler Skeens up in the number 2 ride. Let's see if the 114 of Colin Stewart can climb back up there and challenge for that second place ride. Tyler Skeens has got his sights set on the win here. He's trying to reel in the 003 of Maddox Whiteside here on the final lap through the infield section of the racetrack the last time. Here comes the 115 of Stewart. He wants that second place back. Skeens trying to hold him off. Headed for the checkered flag, and that's how they're going to finish. 003 of Maddox Whiteside gets the victory. Tyler Skeens in second with the 115 of Colin Stewart third tonight in race number 11, the 50 open class. Oh, diving into turn one there, too wide. Let's see if Gage Smart holds off the one of Ashton Seymour. Can't quite do it. I think Gage Smart could have been a little more aggressive there. If he'd have gone a little deeper into turn two, I think he would have blocked Seymour's line. He wouldn't have gone around the outside there, but they are not racing in the same division here in this one. So Ashton Seymour takes the lead. He's in the 14 to 24 division. 923 of Gage Smart out of Peoples, Ohio on his Honda leads the 4-stroke heavy B. 359. Luke Weber runs second in the 14 to 24, followed by the 229 of Kenny Holzclaw out of Bethel, Ohio, running second place in the 4-stroke heavy B. In a 50-plus class tonight, we got the 8 of Tom Connolly out of Portsmouth, Ohio on his Honda. Seymour out front, leading that 14 to 24 division. 923 of Gage Smart putting in some fine laps there out in front of the 4-stroke heavy B. The 359 of Luke Weber runs second on his Kawasaki out of Minford in that 14 to 24 class. White flag coming out for Seymour, 1 to go. Ashton Seymour is going to hold on for another win here tonight. And this time it's going to be victory in the 14 to 24 division. Another win for the 923 of Gage Smart out of Peoples, Ohio on his Honda. And a 4-stroke heavy B. 359 of Luke Weber out of Minford on his Kawasaki, finished second in 14 to 24 class. I believe the 1X of Ethan Messer out of Jackson on his KTM is going to finish third in that 14 to 24. 229, Kenny Holtzclaw out of Bethel, Ohio on the Yamaha comes home second in the 4-stroke heavy B. And the 8 of Tom Connolly out of Portsmouth on his Honda. He gets the win tonight in a 50-plus class. 50 wheel injected riders, race 13, diving into turn 1. Here's how we got on with 2 laps in the book. 624, Tyler Skeens out of Charleston, West Virginia, your leader. 113 of Liam Johnson out of Ironton on his Yamaha runs second. Then it's a 12 of Griffin Hooks from Frankfurt. And Griffin KTM mounted tonight. He is followed by the 06 out of Winchester, Ohio, Zayden Braz. And rounding out the field, 752 of Branson Milam out of Leroy, West Virginia, the 5 riders out here tonight. Oh, trouble for Johnson. Able to get the P-dub going in the right direction, but he's invited some company right to his back wheel here now. Tyler Skeens is out front. Liam Johnson runs second. I think that might be the 6 of Zayden Braz now up under the number 3 ride. Yep, Zayden's got by the number 12 of Griffin Hooks. And now Griffin trying to hold off the 752 of Branson Milam. White flag is out, and already to the infield section of the racetracks, our leader, Tyler Skeens on his P-Dub 5-0. Oh, trouble there for Liam Johnson. He goes down, and like, dang it, the fire went out too. Insult to injury. That's going to help him get him cranked back up. Checkered flag tonight in the 50 oil injected class goes to 624. Tyler Skeens out of Charleston, West Virginia, with a commanding win here tonight. The 6 of Zayden Braz out of Winchester, Ohio, bringing it around for second place. 752 of Branson Milam out of Leroy, West Virginia, goes from 5th to 3rd on the final lap for a podium spot here tonight. We got a little trouble there for the 12 of Griffin Hooks and the 113 of Liam Johnson on the final lap, and they're going to bring it home 4th and 5th tonight in this one. Race 14, Super Mini, 12 to 15, women 65 to 150. Sending it for turn 1. The 56 of Bo Weber ripping a whole shot in the mini junior class. Not a big surprise there. The youngster out of Minford, Ohio on his KTM has been solid all year down here at the battle in the barn races. He's really good at navigating these tight tracks. Keeps his momentum up, and that keeps him rolling out front. With him in that Super Mini division, the 32 of Ryder Fields out of Gate, West Virginia, 24 of Xavier Fogle out of Zanesfield. And Xavier runs second with the 32 of Field in third. Then we got the young ladies behind them. The 165 of Emma Spriggs leads the 6 machine of Haley Jenkins, and the 198 of Abigail June out of Laurelville. Oh, Dune making the pass for the second place ride, gets by the 6 of Haley Jenkins. '56 of Bo Weber out in front of the Super Mini class, making it look way easier than it is. He puts another lap in the books, followed by the 25 of Xavier Fogle out of Zanesfield, 32 of Ryder Field out of Gay, West Virginia. Top 3 there in the Super Mini, 12 to 15. Still the 165 of Emma Spriggs out of Jackson out front. She's got a slight lead here over this battle for, oh no, not a battle for second. That's 56 of Bo Weber coming through. I saw a KTM fender there and thought we had a battle on for the young ladies for second place. It was Bo Weber coming through. 198 of Abigail Dune leads the 6 of Haley Jenkins. They head out for their final lap here tonight in the women's 65 to 150. Checker flag is about to fly for the 56 of Bo Weber. KTM Mountain Rider out of Medford, Ohio gets the victory here tonight in the Super Mini class. 165 of Emma Spriggs going to bring it around for the win here in Jackson on her Yamaha in the women's 65 to 150. She's followed on by the 198 of Abigail Dune out of Laurelville on her Yamaha, and the 6 of Haley Jenkins out of Piketon, Ohio on her KTM. 24 of Xavier Fogle out of Zanesfield finishes second in the Super Mini class, with the podium rounded out by the 32 of Ryder Field out of Gay, West Virginia. And our Super Minis. 65 first year racer, race 15. Rocking and rolling into turn 1. Got riders looking around there. I think that's a 133 of Jerry Castor checking the competition as he rolls into turn 1. Four riders in this one tonight. The 133 of Castor out front out of MacArthur, Ohio. We got the 9 of Turtle Tackett out of West Portsmouth. 65 Dakota O'Malley out of Circleville. 333, easy for me to say. Of Thomas Hudnall out of Bell, West Virginia in the field tonight here in the 65 first year racer. Jerry Castor out front. MacArthur rider leading the show. 333 of Hudnall in second, followed by the 9 of Turtle Tackett, 65 of Dakota O'Malley. He's back there in the fourth place ride. Another lap for the 133 of Jared Castor. We'll see Jared back out here in a little bit, I'm sure, on his ATV. He is a bad man on that ATV for sure. Kind of learning the ropes here in the bike classes. Triple three of Thomas Hudnall out of Belton, West Virginia, running second on his Cowie. Oh, a little trouble there for the 9 of Turtle Tackett out of West Portsmouth. He's got the KTM rev back up and back underway. White flag is out, 1 to go. Folks, if you haven't subscribed, liked, shared, all that good, happy stuff on YouTube for us, we sure would appreciate it. Working on getting I believe a Hulu channel dialed in as well, so you'll be able to check us out there here in the near future, I believe. 133 of Jerry Castor looks over his shoulder. He's like, yep, got this one. And Captain America going to bring it across there for a win tonight in the 65 first-year racer. 333 of Thomas Hudnall out of Belton, West Virginia comes home second place with a great ride. And the 9 of Turtle Tackett out of West Portsmouth gets the final spot on the box. Behind him, 65 of Dakota O'Malley with a great ride out of Circleville. Race 16, ATV C plus 30, ATV Open and ATV Youth Production about to go. In that C class, we got the 13 of Khalees Hernandez out of Westerville. Good to see her back with us in the show with a Pro Graphics Deja Vu Racing entry there tonight. 13 of Hernandez, 248 of Cody Spiker out of Batavia, Ohio. In that C division as well, 42 of Corey Burnworth out of Otway, Ohio. 11 of Andrew Scott from Wayne, West Virginia. 69 of Braden Scott out of Chesapeake, Ohio, in ATV Pro Mod class. Scott out front. 248 of Spiker, 13 of Hernandez. And the 69 of Braden Scott. See who we got out there. Like the 42 of Corey Burnworth didn't make the call here tonight. Andrew Scott out of Wayne, West Virginia, your leader. In the Open division, 248 of Cody Spiker leads to 13 of Khalees Hernandez in the C class, and a 69 of Braylon Scott out of Chesapeake. And that Youth Production Mod giving it a go. Andrew Scott making quick work of this one. He's already collected the white flag. 248 of Cody Spiker with a solid ride there in the C division. 13 of Khalees Hernandez is going to bring it around here for the white flag. 1 to go. And he's going to be the checkers for the 11 of Scott. Gets a win tonight in the Open division. 248 of Cody Spiker with a fine ride to get the victory in ATV C class. 69 of Braden Scott out of Chesapeake, Ohio. Collects the honors of the Youth Production Mod division. And a nice ride by the 13 of Khalees Hernandez there for second in the C class. Race 17 is going to be our 65, 7-9, 65, 10, 11, and trail back beginners. Oh, a little trouble there off the start for somebody. In a 7-9 class, it is a whole shot for the 133 of Jerry Castor. See if he can hold them off here. With him, we got the 333 of Hudnall, and he is right behind Castor. Then the 10-11 class, we got the 924. That might be the fourth. see if we can sort this out and make their way around here. Might have been the 424 of Rhett Fields in the trailback beginner class out of Gay, West Virginia. Might have misread that. Yeah, 99 of Remington Shanklin out of Charleston, West Virginia leads up that 65, 10, 11 class over 145 of Mason Miller. So Castor, your leader in the 7 to 9 class, 333 of Hudnall runs second in that one. Then it's a 99 of Remington Shanklin leading the 10-11 division. 424 of Rhett Fields out of Gay, West Virginia, trailback beginner over the 98 of Alexis Spriggs out of Louisa, Kentucky on the Honda, running second in the trailback beginner class. There's 145 of Mason Miller out of Brenton, West Virginia on his Yami Hall. Jerry Castor on the 133 ripped a hole shot, and he is rolling out front. 333 of Thomas Hudnall runs second in the 7 to 9 class. Just got passed by the 99 of Remington Shanklin. Remington actually leading the 10-11 division class, so won't change anything up in regards to trophies, just how they're running on the racetrack here. White flag out for the 133 machine of Castor, making his way down the front straightaway for the final time. Remington Shanklin takes the white flag with one to go on the Charleston, West Virginia, leading the 65, 10 and 11 class. The 424 of Rhett Field rolls under the white flag with one to go here from Gay, West Virginia, leading the trailback beginner division. Checkered flag is out. The victory tonight in the 65, 7 to 9 for the 133 of Jared Castor out of MacArthur, Ohio. From Charleston, West Virginia, the Yamaha mounted 99 of Remington Shanklin gets a victory tonight in the 65, 10, 11 class. In the trailback beginner division of 424 of Rhett Fields out of Gay, West Virginia gets the win there. 98 of Alexis Spriggs in second. Second place in the 65, 10, 11 goes to 145 of Mason Miller. And in the 7 to 9 division is going to be the 333 of Thomas Hudnall out of Bell, West Virginia, coming home second in the 7 to 9 class. Oh, lightweight C, revs are up, gates down. Here we go. Oh, diving a little too deep into turn one was a 96. I believe that was Nick Akers out of Ravenswood, West Virginia on his gas. Rode her in a little too deep, left some room for the 152 Cowie of Landon Elkins out of Loreauville. And he took advantage. He slid in there, came away with a hole shot. He is out front. Elkins, your leader. I believe that is a 110 of Landon Everson out of Racine, Ohio on his Honda. Had some luck here, had some bad luck here just a little bit ago. 242 of Hayden Haining had some trouble there in turn one, had to get things rolling again. He's at the back of the pack. Landon Elkins, your leader, not for long though. The 110 of Landon Everson out of Racine dives to the inside, trying to take over the lead side by side, and Everson's going to get the drive out of the turn and complete the pass there on the 152 of Elkins. Everson out front, Elkins in second, I believe is the gas of Nick Akers out of Ravenswood, West Virginia in third here. And he is right all over the back wheel of Elkins. Hayden Haining actually at the back of the pack. He is fast enough to go right with the leaders here, looking over his shoulder, trying to figure out who's behind him. He's just going to ride. White flag is out, one to go. Down the front straightaway, our leader, the 110 of Landon Everson out of Racine, Ohio, back to the infield section of the racetrack. He is trying to go by the 424 of Haining, and Haining finally gives way. Here comes the 96 up into the second place ride. He's going to hang on. 110 of Landon Everson gets the victory. The 96 Slash of Nick Akers out of Ravenswood, West Virginia, finishes second, rounding out the box tonight in the lightweight C class. Going to be the 152 of Landon Elkins out of Lowerville, Ohio. Poor Hayden Haining just found himself in a bad spot there. Had some trouble there on the first lap, and obviously fast enough to run with the leaders, and finally relented, and well, 110 should have been the leader, guys. A little pile up there on the 85 novice class in turn one. Going to get them all picked up and sorted out. 404 Colton Smith out of Cottageville, West Virginia, your leader. Chased up by the 409 of Easton Charles and the 51 of Grayson Wise. Hard luck there for the 32 of Ryder Field out of Gay, West Virginia. He was involved in that first turn pile up. He's back underway. Down the straightaway for our leader, the 404 of Colton Smith out of Cottageville, West Virginia on his Husqvarna. Making his way back by the 32 of Ryder Field. Ryder having trouble there in turn one. Second place, the 409 of Easton Charles out of South Webster, Ohio. Third place, still the 51 of Grayson Wise out of Ironton. We got behind Grayson, I believe that's a 9B of Brantley Belford out of South Portsmouth, Ohio. Behind Brantley's the 115 of Aubrey Stewart out of Hillsboro. Aubrey making a good show of things here. Looks like the 9B of Belford, one of the guys tied up in the turn one crash, is now up into the third place ride. White flag is out, less than a lap to go here. And checkered flag is out for the 404. White flag is out for the 404 ride of Colton Smith out of Cottageville, West Virginia. He is back to the infield section of the racetrack. We're going to have, I don't think so. Might not have a battle for a second. 409 of Easton Charles, a good ways off from the 9B of Brantley Belfort. The checker flag is flying for the 404 of Colton Smith out of Cottageville, West Virginia. Gets the win tonight in the 85 novice. 7-15. The 409 of Easton Charles out of South Webster is going to finish second. And third place is going to go to the 9B of Brantley Belfort. A good ride for the 51 of Grayson Wise out of Ironton. Coming home fourth place tonight. And race 19, the 85 novice 7-15 class. Race 20, first year racer. We've got him 9 wide in the starting gate. They're going to try and go about 3 or 4 wide in turn one. Let's see how that works out. Oh. A little carnage there off the gate. A little more in turn one. Everybody's still okay. He's like, oh, I'm parked on a hay bale. 96 slash and Nick Akers spin it right around there back in the gate. Takes the whole shot here in the first year racer division. And he is out front. Oh, trouble there. Akers loses the front wheel in turn one. Has to pick it up and rejoins the field in fourth. 169 is our leader. That is Waylon McCormick. Was followed by the 96, still there, of Carson Somerville out of Ravenswood, West Virginia. McCormick, your leader. Somerville in second. We got the 24 in third, 24 in second. 24 is Carter Carey out of Ironton, Ohio. McCormick, your leader. Carey in second. Here comes the 96 again of Akers. Akers into second place. McCormick out front. Akers in second. I believe it is Somerville third. Yeah. Somerville third. Carey in fourth. So back to the infield section of the racetrack we go. The 169 is your leader out of Ashland, Kentucky, Waylon McCormick. Then it's the 96 of Nick Akers, the 96 of Carson Somerville, and the 24 of Carter Carey. White flag is out. 1 to go. Down the front straightaway for McCormick. He's followed by Akers. Here comes Somerville. And then it is a ways back to Carey. So the top three guys are going to settle it here. One more lap rider to get by for McCormick. Ooh, it got close there. McCormick's able to get it done, though, and take the check flag, get the win here tonight in the first-year racer class. He's going to be followed home by the 96 slash of Nick Akers, the 96 of Carson Somerville, and the 24 of Carter Carey. Things got a little bit wild there in the first-year racer bike class. Everybody brought them home. That's good. Right back here tomorrow, folks. Don't forget, practice from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Only $30 to come in and practice. You got a bunch of practice sessions you'll get in there in that 6 hours. And then practice for tomorrow night's show starts at 6 o'clock. So you can probably tune in on the YouTube channel then. And then racing will kick off the final round of racing tomorrow night here at the Battle in the Barn. Card is up on race 21. We got our 4-stroke light BC decade plus 30 riders. I believe that was the one of Zachary Holtlaw maybe sneaking to the inside, was it? One slack. Tommy Dalton, maybe. I believe that's Tommy Dalton out front in the plus 30 division. Not quite sure who we got chasing him up here. We'll figure it out. The 110 of Landon Everson out of racing on his Honda leads the 4-stroke light BC division. Runs second place on the racetrack right now. He is followed by the 229 of Kenny Holtzclaw out of Bethel, running second in a plus 30 class. We got this 60 machine. I'm not sure who we got there. I guess that was a late addition to the roster. Tommy Dalton out front on his KTM leads the plus 30 division. A 110 of Landon Eversole leads the 4-stroke light BC over the 9 of Gunnar Bo Redmond. .424 of Hayden Haining out of Athens leads the 1 of Zachary Holtzclaw out of Bethel, Ohio in the decade division. Tommy Dalton coming around for the white flag this time by. 1 to go as he heads up the plus 30 division. A 110 of Everson leading that 4-stroke light BC. 229 of Kenny Holtzclaw runs second in the plus 30 division. 9 of Gunnar Bo Redmond in second place in that 4-stroke light BC. Trouble for Hayden Haining. He has a fire go out, and that's going to let the one get by of Zachary Holtzclaw. The white flag is out. checkered flag for the one ride of Tommy Dalton out of Ironton, Ohio. Gets to win the plus 30 class. Second place in that one goes to 229 of Kenny Holtzclaw out of Bethel, Ohio. Landon Everson gets the win tonight on his Honda out of Racine and 4-stroke light BC over the 9 of Gunner Bo Redmond from Pedro, Ohio. And Zachary Holtzclaw makes the pass on the final lap after the 424. Hayden Haining has a little trouble there in the decade class. And Hayden finishing up second in that one. Race 22, ATV Pro, ATV Women, and Youth Production in the gate. So we got 3 riders in 3 classes. Andrew Scott out of Wayne, West Virginia in the Pro class. In the women's division, it's a 13 of Khaleesi Hernandez out of Westerville. And in the youth production class, a 69 of Braylon Scott out of Chesapeake, Ohio. We'll let him put the laps down here. One to go here in race 22. Andrew Scott getting to the white flag first in a pro division. 69 of Braylon Scott coming through there. 13 of Khaleesi Hernandez as well. And that'll work on closing the book here on race 22. Pit bikes headed under on the racetrack. 133 of Jerry Castor. 424 of Rhett Fields. 9 of Brantley Box. Out there under power. Oh, 133 of Jerry Castor out of MacArthur out front, pulling away. 424 Rhett Fields holding off the 9 of Brantley Bobs. Battle is heated up for that second place ride. Rhett Fields trying to hold off the 9 of Brantley Bobs here. White flag is out, 1 to go. 133 of Castor out front. The battle on the racetrack for second place. Brantley Bobs is charging hard, trying to find a way around the 424 Fields. He is going to try and pull alongside here as they collect the white flag. 1 to go. The battle headed for the front straightaway. It is still Rhett Fields holding off Brantley Bobs. Brantley now going to try the inside. No room there. Rhett holds him off. Same for the next turn. Back to the infield section. Jerry Castor gets the checkers. He's got the win. Who's going to finish second? Rhett Fields holding off Bobs. Is it going to work out? It is. Rhett Fields comes home second with Brantley Bobs in third. A heck of a battle there. And a pit bike 10 and under for second and third place. Lightweight B plus 40. Oh, coming from the outside, the 923 of Gage Smart whips it in there and collects the whole shot. He's got to hold off the 78 of Cole Keller in his class. Keller sits in the second place ride behind him. There's a 229 of Kenny Holtzclaw out of Bethel on his Yamaha. 51 of Adam Holmes from Ironton, Ohio. Honda mounted, both those riders in a plus 40 division. Gage Smart out of Peebles, Ohio on his Honda, checking over his shoulder, seeing what the gap is. Back to the 78 of Cole Keller out of Piketon. And he is about stretched her out to, I'm going to say, about a 2-second lead here. So pretty substantial lead here for Gage Smart. Talking to Gage there tonight when he was signing up, asking him what his plans are for the next season here outdoors. And the young man's only 17 years old, so a lot of options there. You saw earlier tonight, definitely has the speed to run up front in the pro class, but still got some learning to do. I think he's going to maybe come back here in the B class next year outside and work on that racecraft just a little bit more. He's going to be tough to deal with here soon in the pro class. White flag is out, 1 to go for Gage Smart out of Peebles, Ohio. 78 of Cole Keller out of Piketon runs second in the lightweight B class. Still the 229 of Kenny Holtzclaw out of Bethel, your leader in the plus 40 with the 51 of Adam Holmes out of Ironton as they coming around here for the final lap. Gage Smart takes the checkers in the victory tonight in the lightweight B over the 78 of Cole Keller. The win in the plus 40 goes to the 229 of Kenny Holtzclaw over the 51 of Adam Holmes. Final race of the evening in the starting gate. The 65 open and a mini extra. '56 of Bo Weber ripping the whole shot over the 9 of Braden Bobs. Oh, Bobs with a little trouble there, gets hung up, but he gets her gathered back up long enough to hang on to second place over the 11 of Jacob Swisher. Back there in the 65 Open, we got the 99 of Remington Shanklin, 133 of Jared Castor, and a 333 of Thomas Hudnall. We'll see if we can line that one out for you here in a second. And it looks like Castor, Hudnall, and Shanklin. Now they're going to be running back there in the 65 class. Bo Weber out front, Braden Bobson second, the 11 of Jacob Swisher in third. Behind them, the 24 of Xavier Fogle out of Zanesfield, Ohio. Maybe the 32 of Ryderfield out of Gate, West Virginia behind them. It is. They're followed up by the 404 of Colton Smith. 56 of Bo Weber out front, putting the laps down. 9 of Braden Bops runs second, 11 of Swisher in third. There's the 24 of Fogle, the 404 of Smith, the 32 ride of Field. There's a 133 of Castor leading up the 65 Open. Over the 99 now of Shanklin. Shanklin up in the number 2 ride, gets by the 333 of Thomas Hudnall. Here comes the 56 of Weber, banking his way to the back of the pack. He's going to see the white flag this time by. 1 to go here in race 25. Bo Weber going to finish up a perfect night tonight. I think he's won everything he's entered here. Might be the same for the 133 of Jared Castors. Castors going to be the Lone Ranger on the final lap here in the 65. Bo Weber gets the victory tonight in the 65, 85 extra. The 9 of Braden Bops finishes second. The 11 of Jacob Swisher going to be third tonight in the 65, 85 extra. 24 of Fogle. Oh, fire goes out for the 404 of Smith. Can he get it relit here? And hang on, maybe. No, he's not. The 32 of Field is going to get by over Smith. The 133 of Jared Castor coming around to collect the checkered flag in the win tonight in the 65 Open over the 99 of Shanklin and Hudnall. Folks, that is going to do it for tonight's show. We appreciate everybody coming out and joining us here tonight. Look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow evening as well. One more to go here at the Battle in the Barn. Hopefully everybody joins us tomorrow night. Looking forward to it. You want to get some practice in? We got practice from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow night. Folks, if you're on the live feed at home, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Turn on that notification bell, and hope to see you guys back live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Folks, my name's Dennis Robertson. Been my pleasure to bring the race in action to you tonight. Do what you feel. Keep both feet off the wheel. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Good night, everybody.